You grow up in South Los Angeles, the son of Korean immigrants who came here with almost nothing and built almost everything from scratch. Your father runs a liquor store. Your mother substitutes at schools that look a lot like yours. The neighborhood is modest, the house is small, the expectations are unclear. You are quiet, shy in a way that people mistake for absence. You don't show up for your yearbook photo. You don't go to prom. You get picked last at basketball, then baseball, then probably everything else too. At 16, you hear about Navy SEALs for the first time. Not from a recruiter, not from a movie, just a story. A description of what those men do and what it costs to become one. And something shifts. Not because you think you can do it. You don't. You have no confidence, no direction, no one in your life telling you that you're built for anything extraordinary. But for the first time, you feel called towards something. That's enough. You spend your last 2 years of high school in the gym, in the pool, on pavement at 5 a.m. You are training for something that most grown men fail. You are 16 years old, and you have finally found a reason to wake up. At 18, you enlist. You are a seaman recruit, the lowest possible rank. You own nothing, know nothing, and that's exactly what the Navy needs you to be before it rebuilds you from scratch. BUD/S, Basic Underwater Demolition/SEAL Training, is 6 months of controlled suffering. Cold water at 3 a.m. Sand in places sand has no business being. Instructors who exist specifically to make you quit. Most people do, you don't. You graduate Class 247 and join SEAL Team 3 in San Diego. You are now one of the most elite soldiers on Earth. Most people your age are figuring out their college major. You deploy to Iraq. Then again, over the course of your time in the teams, you complete more than 100 combat missions. You are a sniper, a navigator, a point man, a combat medic. You are the person at the front of the stack when the door opens, and you are the person keeping someone alive when everything goes wrong. In Ramadi, 2 of your brothers are shot. You are their medic. You do everything you were trained to do. It's not enough. Neither of them survives. You receive the Silver Star, the Bronze Star with a V for valor, decorations that represent things that happened in rooms most people will never read about. You carry those rooms with you. Something inside you changes that day in Ramadi. Not broken, redirected. You make a promise to your fallen brothers that you will live in a way that honors them, that you will find a way to do more, give more, be more. You don't know yet what that means, but you know that watching someone die and being unable to stop it is something you will never let happen the same way again. At 25, you go to college, not 18, like everyone else. 25. A decorated special operations veteran sitting in undergraduate math courses next to kids who were in middle school when you were clearing buildings in Iraq. You finish a mathematics degree at the University of San Diego in 3 years, summa cum laude. Then Harvard Medical School. Let that land for a second. The kid who didn't go to prom, who got picked last, who had no dreams until he was 16 years old, sitting in one of the most competitive medical programs on the planet. You're not the youngest one there. You're not the most traditionally polished, but you have something the others don't. You have seen what it costs when medicine fails. You have held that cost in your hands. That changes what a textbook means to you. Medical school is grueling, but you have been through BUD/S. Grueling has a different address now. You graduate with your MD in 2016. You begin your residency in emergency medicine at Massachusetts General Hospital, one of the best hospitals in the world. You are becoming the thing you promised your brothers you would become. And then, almost by accident, someone plants a seed. A physician named Scott Parazinski walks into your world during medical school. He's also a doctor. He's also been to space. He looks at your life and says, "Have you considered NASA?" You had a poster of the Apollo 11 crew above your bed as a child. You had forgotten about it. You remember it now. You apply. 18,300 people apply. 12 are selected. You are one of them. In 2017, 1 year into your residency, you get the call. You are leaving the hospital. You are going to Houston. You are going to become an astronaut. The part that's hard to explain is that nothing about this feels like winning the lottery. It feels like the next thing. Like every chapter of your life was always pointing somewhere you couldn't yet see. Astronaut training is 2 years of becoming competent in everything you don't know. Russian language, robotics, spacewalk procedures, ISS systems, the physics of orbital mechanics, how to fix a space station with tools that had to be engineered before the problem existed. You also learn to fly jets, then helicopters. You receive the rare dual designation as both a naval aviator and a flight surgeon. There are people who spend entire careers chasing one of those qualifications. You collect them alongside everything else. In April 2025, you launch aboard the Soyuz MS-27 from Baikonur, Kazakhstan. You are 41 years old. The boy who didn't show up for his yearbook picture is now leaving the atmosphere. You spend 8 months on the International Space Station as a flight engineer for expeditions 72 and 73. You conduct science experiments. You maintain systems on a structure orbiting Earth at 17,500 miles per hour. You return on December 9, 2025. 300 miles above the planet, you think about the liquor store in South LA, about the pool at BUD/S, about Ramadi, about the promise. Here is the thing about Jonny Kim that no resume captures. He didn't plan any of it. Not the SEALs beyond that first calling at 16. Not medical school. Not NASA. Each chapter opened because the previous one taught him something he couldn't have learned any other way. The war gave him the reason to heal. The healing gave him the vision to reach further. The reaching brought him to orbit. He says he was always drawn to making a difference. That the thread connecting soldier, doctor, and astronaut was never ambition. It was service. A need to be useful in the most demanding possible way. Most people spend their lives trying to find one thing they're willing to sacrifice for. He found 3. You return to Earth. You land on a steppe in Kazakhstan. And they carry you out of a capsule because your body has forgotten gravity. 8 months of weightlessness will do that. They set you down. You feel the ground. Heavy and real and strange after all that silence above it. Someone will ask you later what the view from space looked like. You'll try to describe it. The way the planet curves, the thinness of the atmosphere when you realize that everything, every person, every ocean, every liquor store in South LA is held inside a layer no thicker than the skin of an apple. You'll say it changes something in you. But the truth is, you've been changed so many times already. By a pool in Coronado, by a street in Ramadi, by a lecture hall in Boston, by a launch pad in Kazakhstan. You are not the quiet kid anymore. You are not only the soldier, or only the doctor, or only the astronaut. You are what happens when a person refuses to let one life be enough. And somewhere, a 16-year-old just heard a story. And something shifted.